Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about what do you do if you see your ex out and about. I think this also is good for if you bump into crushes, like old crushes that perhaps rejected you or put you in friend zone, that you've now been in no contact with, and exes you've been in no contact with. So if you see your ex out and about, right, the first thing that you want to kind of think of is you need to be chill and happy to see them, right? You don't want to like run away or you don't want to be like negative to them. Like especially if they say something to you, you don't want to be like, mean to them or anything, or passive aggressive or, anything like that. Because if you do that, then that's going to show them that they can still affect you, that they still have some kind of power over you. So, for example, if you're walking about the town and you happen to bump into your ex, and before you was feeling really happy and uplifted, and you bump into them and now you're acting all grumpy and miserable, and they can see that because perhaps they could see you from a distance and you looked quite chill, and then you saw each other or you started talking and now your demeanor is completely changed. They're going to know that they still have power over you, right? So you want to be chill, you want to be happy, you want to be relaxed when you bump into an ex or an ex crush while you're out and about. So another thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that the conversation stays short. So if, let's say, you do walk past each other and you say, hey, how's it going? And you're really happy and you're really smiling at them, and they say, oh yeah, I'm great, thanks, how are you? And you'll be like, yeah, I'm doing really well. And then you just stop, you just end the conversation there. You just walk away from them, right? You just, leave the situation, right? If it happens to happen at a party or something like that, then, walk away and go and start chatting to your friends, or, go to some different part of the party and don't look at them or anything like that. Just continue with your night as if, because you want to treat it basically as if you're bumping into an old acquaintance, right? It doesn't bother you at all. Because if you saw like someone who you perhaps knew at school, who, let's say, you weren't really friends with, but you knew of each other and you knew each other's names, and maybe you talked to them a couple of times. If you bump to someone like that on the street, you'd be like, hey, how you doing? They'll be like, yeah, I'm good, how are you doing? And be like, yeah, I'm fine, mate. I'm just going to the shops, I'll see you later. And you're like, yeah, see you later, nice to see you. I'm glad you're doing well. Have a conversation like that and just leave the situation, right? That's all you need to do. You don't want to be grumpy or butthurt or angry or, say something to them that's mean. And you especially don't want to be hovering around them. Like, for example, if they come up to you at a party or you go up to them to say hello, which you can do, it's fine to go and be nice to people and say hello to them. Don't hover around them. Don't be like hoping that, oh, maybe maybe they'll give me their phone number, or maybe they'll talk to me more. Don't hang about. Don't hover around them waiting for the conversation to continue. Right, just leave. Once you've had a nice, pleasant conversation, you're smiley, you're happy to see them, you're happy that they're doing well, and you've told them that you're doing well too. Just leave the situation, right? And the reason why you want to do this is because, it shows that you're happy, it shows that you're positive, and it shows that you are also over the relationship, right? Even if you're not over it, even if you are still a little bit like, oh, I can't believe that happened, I can't believe they dumped me, you still kind of have some like chip in your shoulder about it, which is fine, but you got to pretend that it doesn't matter, that it doesn't affect you, right? And the reason why you want to do that is because, if you are perhaps hoping that maybe someday things may work out with them, then you want to leave a good impression, right? So, for example, like if they're talking to you and they can see that you're happy, that you're doing well, and you don't hang about, you're not pursuing, you're not trying to make anything happen with them, you're just really glad to see them, you tell them that you're doing well, and you leave, they're going to be like, what? They're going to be so confused, right, basically, because they're going to think, but they begged and pleaded at the end of the relationship that they wanted me. A few months ago when the breakup happened, they were devastated. Obviously it depends on how you left things off, but generally what happens is that one person doesn't want the breakup to happen and is trying to fight for the relationship. And if that's the case, then that could be you. And if you're that person who was trying to fight for the relationship when it ended, and you were really sad and you made it clear that you were sad, your ex is going to be super confused when they think, oh, I thought they would probably stick around a bit and talk to me more, or maybe you asked to meet up or something like that, but they just walked away. They just went away. What's up with that? They're going to be so confused, right? So if you want to confuse your ex as well and make them think, what? And maybe even like dent their ego a bit, then that's the best thing for you to do. To just act like they're just an acquaintance that you're happy to see, and you're not really interested in chit-chat with them because you don't really know them that well, even though you do. And you just walk away from them. You know, even if you don't have anything to do, come up with an excuse. Like if you bump into them, you know, on the street, you know, say, oh, I'm just going to go, oh, I'm really great, I'm really busy though, you know, because it may be the case that they want to continue having a conversation with you, right? But you want to be like, oh, yeah, so I'm just really sorry, but I've got to go, I've got a meeting to go to, or it could be I'm meeting a friend out, you know, that could be another one to confuse them, because if you say, I'm meeting a friend out, they're going to be like, are they seeing someone else? Are they going on a date? You know, something like that. But of course, you know, you need to realize, you know, this is, you know, this is just to essentially make you feel a little bit better about yourself, and as well as, you know, making, you know, because if your ex dumped you, if your ex made you feel bad about yourself, if they, you know, you want to come across as though it hasn't affected you, even though at the beginning it may have affected you badly, but you want to now come across as if you're a happy, relaxed person and the breakup doesn't matter to you anymore. Okay. Now, it may be the case that that's not true, but you don't, if by being angry and upset with your ex, if you do bump into them, it's not going to help things. So you might as well just be positive and happy and uplifted to see them and just treat them like an old acquaintance, like you're unaffected by them. You might as well do that, because if you do anything or the opposite of that, you know, you try and force a conversation, or you, you know, you hover around hoping that, you know, you follow them around and hoping that a conversation is going to happen and that you're going to get their phone number, whatever it may be. Doing that is not going to benefit you in any way whatsoever, right? It's not going to help the situation, you know, especially if you are hoping at some point maybe you guys can reconnect. You know, it's best to leave it like that, you know, just say hi, how are you, have a nice chit chat with them just quickly and then leave, right? Because that's the only way that you can possibly make anything come out of that if you are hoping for that to happen, right? And also, like I said, it's another good way to confuse them, to make them think, oh, I wonder if they've moved on, right? And perhaps maybe at some point they will reach out, and then it's up to you then what you want to do. They may have said like, oh, they may reach out to you and say, hey, it's me, you know, it was good to see you earlier, or something like that. They may reach out to you because you don't know, right? But of course, then it's up to you what you want to do. Like, do you want to get back with them? You know, 9 times out of 10, you never want to get back with an ex. You know, it's not a good idea to do that, because if the relationship ended, usually it ended for a reason. Most of the time, that reason is like just a massive incompatibility issue where you were probably not really supposed to be together to begin with, because you wanted different things. You know, you valued different things. You had different lifestyles. You know, so obviously, you know, you don't want to, most of the time you don't want to get back with an ex, okay? But this is the best kind of response that I can think of, at least, you know, if you were to actually bump into your ex, if you see them out and about. And this is also a good thing to do if you can't escape your ex. Like, let's say you work with them, you know, just treat them like everybody else that you work with. Because no doubt with the people that you work with, you know, when you come into work, you're probably like, hey, how are you? How was your weekend? You know, things like that. Just do that to them. Just treat them like every other person that you work with or go to school with, whatever the situation may be. You want to remain completely unaffected by them. Okay, and that's the kind of attitude that you need, because anything else, anything reverse of that is not gonna help. It really isn't gonna help. Okay, so just be cordial, be pleasant with them, be smiley, be happy, act like you're doing really well, even if you're not, because sometimes we do need to fake it until we make it. But be dealing with your issues, obviously, on the side as well. Don't just be hiding everything and not trying to improve yourself. So, thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.